Absolutely fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. What's going on, man?
I just had one question. I was thinking, if I told the young couple that I'm not doing anything until 6/2, does that constitute taking the house off the market?
It's I have to look at the whole situation. The biggest thing is verbally, they're gonna have a strong argument on anything, right? More of it is gonna be they're gonna look at the totality of the circumstances, and like I mentioned, this is worth as much as I'm charging you in terms of for legal advice, right? Which is zero, right? It's an opinion. But obviously I got experience with studying contract law, and I know how it's formed and when they call it a meeting of the minds, and that's where the big arguments come forward. So I know last time we talked, you asked me to send an email of how I would approach it, and then you mentioned you were adding your stuff to it. Did you ever send that email, or was it all just done by discussion?
It was all just done by discussion.
Okay. And then when you guys met, and did you guys formally agree to anything, or what was your conversation?
Formally. Well, the last discussion we had when they called, I told them that we're not going to do anything until 6/2. It just doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I can't, I can't in my heart do anything unless Todd gets paid. That means 6/2. Whoever gets the house, I didn't say whoever, I said it,
Right.
I would give you guys 60 days to lock in rates, but I said I would give them the same offer, right? You
Right.
have first shot at 900 as is, blah, blah, blah. And that's all I said.
Okay.
But I just noticed that house up on Tulare, 361 Tulare,
Uh-huh.
same size as mine, same lot. They're now asking $1,050,000 for
Right.
it.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, that's only 50 grand away from $1,000,001.
Right.
So if I see in 90 days things my size selling for $1,000,001, I mean, how
Right.
stupid is that of me to think that I could go, hey, $1,000,001 as is,
Right.
pay all the fees. Some crazy guy's gonna go, okay, I want your house. I'm thinking like, how in the hell can I give up $200,000?
Yeah, I know. That's the best thing. When I saw your email that you weren't going to do anything until that time, obviously, that I believe now is a premium time to see what kind of activity that you can get. Now, obviously, we had some changes in the last week, right, in terms of interest rates that threw us a bit of a curveball, but just in terms of traditionally and seeing that limited inventory, that was the only thing that's like I wish you would follow my lead, but I'm listening to you and Diane's wishes, and I understand why you want to wait until then. Most importantly, to make sure that you take care of Todd, right? Which I respect. I respect that you respect his time, and you appreciate his friendship and what he's done for you, and you want to take care of him. I mean, that's all I could ask for if we were working together, and I respect that. So, but the best news I heard is that you're not doing anything with these buyers, especially after what we uncovered, speaking to Jason. And again, maybe they can do it, maybe they can't. But bottom line is by you holding off and waiting, now you're giving yourself a chance. Especially the biggest thing, regardless of what you do, is put it on the open market, see what you can generate in a week. You can still honor it with these guys. Either nothing happens or something happens. If something happens, they could lose it, right? It could get sold to somebody else, but it's only happening if there's a significant difference. And it makes a complete lot of sense to go with a stronger buyer that is going to close the transaction, as well as you can protect yourself on a liability aspect, if you do it a certain way. And that's the part that it's really tough right now. And I get they approached you in person. the two of you have a relationship, at least in terms of discussions. They don't know me from Adam, right? But there's a reason why it's good to go through your agent, especially in terms of making sure the paperwork is done the way that it's traditionally done. And then I got protections. I got outs for you. I got things I can do or not do to make sure that we put yourself in the strongest position possible. And with the discussions, it's just, I don't know what these guys are capable of. All I know is from that email, mentioned an attorney or real estate agent. So they obviously know somebody that they feel that they can reach out to. And if it's an attorney, the last thing we want is somebody making a claim saying, hey, he promised us that he would give us first crack at 900K. We're showing we can perform. We want him to honor that. That's my concern and fear. That's why I'm just trying to get a better understanding of everything that was said, what was done, just to see if they have a viable claim or not. I mean, bottom line is they need something in writing showing it. It's going to be hard just to say these were the discussions, but it doesn't mean they don't have an argument. And then, does it, what they would do is file what's called a lis pendens. A lis pendens would just put a halt on anything that you're trying to do transaction wise. And then it comes up on your title. So when they do what's called a prelim title report, it would pop up on there that somebody has a claim towards your house and you can't sell the property until that's resolved. And that would have to be removed. So that's the concern side of it. I'm just trying to.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
wondering.
Yeah, I'm just
Wondering if by me saying, nothing's going to happen, if that throws everything off the table.
No, you'd need an official withdrawal of offer. You need something. That's what we would do with our car form. If we sent them, basically, let's just talk just in terms of discussions. You offered originally, was it 925 was your original? 925 to them?
925 was the original.
They said 9. And then
They said 9 and countered at 960. I said I couldn't accept it. They came
860.
back and I said,
Yeah.
900, you pay everything as is. There wasn't any, that's what I said.
Right.
They said, okay, but there was anything on paper
Right.
or email.
Right.
They just said, fine. Then when I called them back, I told them, we can't do anything until 6/2.
Right.
And then he said, are you going to list the property? And I said, no, I'm not going to put it up. I'm not going to list it.
Right.
I'm just going to sit until 6/2 and then go from there.
Right.
Because then if anybody comes by, then I can watch what the market does for the next 90 days.
Right.
Because I'm assuming they're locked in. They want this place really bad. I'm hoping they find someplace else.
Right.
Kind of just, they go look somewhere else just to see if they can buy something. But I called their lending agent,
Right.
Eric,
Uh-huh.
the guy that Jason called.
Yep.
And Eric is the loan officer.
Right.
So as well as being the escrow, he goes in-house. He says they qualify.
Right.
So I have no doubts they don't have, they have the money. Apparently they have that, their 401k that they can draw from.
Right.
If they need to tap funds. But I'm just being stupid again, thinking, what if somebody offers me 1.1, same deal, right?
Right.
I'll take it as is right now. Cash, 1.1. I couldn't in my right mind say, I got a couple, I'm going to give it to him for 900,000.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say it's far-fetched. I don't want to say it's possible. We don't know, again, until we put it out there. You don't know what the possibilities are. I mean, that's the crazy thing to me. I mean, as crazy as 1.1 sounds, this sounds even crazier. And I believe I already shared it with you when I listened to that podcast. I'll forward you that podcast, but then you're really going to think that 1.1 is your number that you're going to get. These guys in Texas, man, that's not even Austin, Texas. It's out in some little small town. This guy's a top agent out there. And this podcast, they're interviewing everybody just like, okay, number one, list price doesn't matter anymore. What the list price is means nothing. And what they mean by that is people aren't paying list price. They're going way over asking price. And this is out in Texas. Average price for this particular town, we're not talking Austin, we're talking some small town. It's like 200,000 to 300,000 is their average price. These guys, when they're calling, the agent's calling and saying, hey, if I come 50 over ask, are we even in discussions? Like, do we even have a chance with the sellers at 50 over asking price? And if they say, yes, we do, or, yes, that'd be good, then they write 50 over. If they say, no, you're not even close, then they're coming 80 to 100 over asking price. Again, this is as of last Friday. This was also with 3 or 4 days of increased interest rates. And when I checked with Jason on Monday, following Monday, it looked like it was getting better. And then when it went back up to what it was where it left off on Friday. So he said that's still a good sign. It didn't go up higher than that. And again, hopefully rates come down a little bit. If they come down a little bit and things settle down, that'd be awesome. It's not likely. It's more likely it's going to go in the other direction, just like it's likely more inventory is coming up. And that's, just looking over the last couple of days, it's remember I said 9 coming soons. It's at 15 now, 15 coming soons. Only 3 have come on since we last talked, and 3 went into escrow. Actually, sorry, 4 new ones came on, 3 went into escrow. So last time we talked, I said 52 active. Now it's at 51 active. And it was 23 new listings just in the last 7 days. So it's happening. And that's the concern, is the increased competition. Now, if the increased competition, everybody comes swinging for the fences and they get it. And I was talking to my buddy Ken Gretsch, who does a lot of high-end stuff, mostly Simi Wood Ranch area. That was the office I was managing. He was my top guy. He was he was always in like the top 3 in that office, and behind Tina Hare, doing 2 million in commissions, roughly about like 150 transactions a year. This guy was more in the 20 to 30 range, but does a lot of high-end stuff, and million plus, all day, every day. And I just asked him, I said, so you've seen the rates go up? He's, oh yeah. I said, what kind of impact do you think that has on the market? He said, man, the buy and demand is still so high that it's going to have an impact, but there's still not enough inventory. He's like, this inventory is still so thin that as soon as the good stuff comes on, it's going, and it's getting swallowed up, and still multiple and everything. And so he's just like, it can have an impact. He's like, but it's looking good. It's looking positive, which is great news for you waiting till June, if that's the ultimate decision. So I think biggest thing, like you said, keep an eye on the market, see what's happening. I'm watching that Virginia property, 314 Virginia. I mean, they're on the higher side at 969. It is a little bit more square footage, but I pulled up what's called that RVM. It's kind of like your Zillow's estimate or whatever the case is. And that one's shown at over $1 million for its RVM. It actually has it at 1.1. So that price is actually a low price in comparison. And that's right up the street from you, which makes no sense of why your RVM is a little bit lower. Let me pull it up again just to see on the RPR report, because I can't remember the exact number, but I want to say it was close in alignment from what you told me before with the Zillow number.
880.
Yeah, it was right around there. It was about 868, 80 as the number, the estimate, and then it went much higher on the range, much like going up to 9. But let me just type it in. Is it 312 again, North Brent?
312, yeah, North Brent.
Just take off the north, see if that helps it. Yeah, so it's I think watching it, seeing what happens. Now, if they say they got 10 offers, then there's an advantage. Yeah, it's got you RBM at 853. That's the estimate, but then the range goes up to 939, which is actually the price, I recommended on listing was 939. So it has you the range at 768 on the low side, 939, which is a huge range, but it's because they know the inside can vary quite a bit. And this is it's got 5 stars is the confidence level, meaning they got sufficient comps to give you that estimate, which I still think is a fair range. So even your 900 as is, if these guys perform 900 as is, it's good. It's not a bad deal. Yes, you may be leaving some money on the table in this kind of market, You probably feel how I felt when I sold our property. We get one chance to sell it. We've been sitting on it for 16 years and I had to split it 3 ways and, got things to definitely take care of myself on my end, but did right by my brothers, sold it to them at 535. And we could have got it over 570 on the open market. We put 10,000 in fixing it up, get it ready, all this build up for about 60 days. And as soon as I get the photos, put it on the market, calls are starting to come in that morning. They call me, Brandon, we just can't sleep. We want to buy the house. I'm like, you guys are killing me, man. Killing me. I can't say no. It's like, all right. So, I got my nice piece, but it could have been a lot nicer. It could have been lot nicer piece, but I did right. They got it. Now they're watching the values go up. They're seeing the neighbors sell for even more. I was like, you guys sell it 2 months from now for a higher price. We're not cool anymore. You know what I mean? I said, don't screw me. You guys better stay in there for at least a year. At least make it look like we did the right thing here. But no, you guys are gonna be good. So, but I'm glad you didn't jump into it right away with them and play your game is what I mean. Like, these rules got to be in your court and there's no reason why it isn't. And if they're giving you any kind of pressure, again, as you already said, they find something else, that could be the biggest blessing in the world for you, because now
that's kind of what I don't think they will.
Right.
You're more of a voice of reason, when you look at the listing and things. I mean,
right.
But like you said, it's so just mind-boggling what people are doing in this environment.
Right.
I mean, it's just, now that one on Tulare newer home has air conditioning, so it's got a couple of pluses, but it's
right.
the same size basically.
Mm-hmm.
Except they're 4.2.5 or 4 something or other in the same square footage. So this place is just divided up smaller. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't.
For 1,050,000.
I'm trying to pull it up right now. Okay, I see a closed one on Tulare. What was the street number again on that one?
316. It was the top one on that list you sent me.
316 Tulare. I wonder if it already went.
Could have. I just had what you sent me a couple days ago.
Right. Yeah, I'm not seeing it just pop. TULARE.
Let me see if I can find it right here. Click to view.
I see 316.
TULANE Tulane
okay.
Avenue.
TULANE. It's still not popping up.
361. 361.
361. Tulane. That's why. All right. Here we go. Yeah, no, I saw some good ones pop up, even on some of the coming soons. There's another one on Darling Road. It's a little bit bigger. That one's at 995 coming up. It's got a little bit bigger lot, but not as nice of a location. Yeah, this Tulane, 2 days on, 1,049,000, 1612. Yeah, that'll be a great one, depending on what they get there. There was one that came on the lower side. That was on Larkin, but that's not as nice of an area. And their RPR or their RVM is at 701. They listed at 749, also 1,600 square feet. This one's a better comp for you though, being that it's closer to Foothill. So it's more comparable. The other one's closer to Victoria and, like down by the 126, you know what I mean? Like in that region over there versus this being up north. It looks more similar. I mean, a little bit different style from the front, but, and they got some nice, you can tell they recently did the exterior flooring, just looks like a clean slate. That's all. They got it empty. Got the windows, got the dark cabinets are okay. Some people like them, some don't. I like your lighter colors better. Bathrooms look good. Just what a lot of people expect. And then they just got that new sod in the back. It looks clean. This is going to be a good comp for you if it works out. Let me see what their RPR on there is, just to see what their guesstimate is. And again, this thing, sometimes on point. I mean, like within the 1,000, which is crazy. Other times it's not even close, just like Zillow. So this RVM, guess the number on this one.
For what, for their place?
Yeah, for the RVM,
I don't know, 750?
863. So it's almost identical to yours. Their range shows 785 to 941. Remember I said yours is 939?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
they're trying for the 1,050,000. So their CPA told them to list it at 1,050,000, and we'll see. They may get it.
The mindset. Look there for $1 million.
Right. And it's clean. Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Right. Well, I mean,
And
in
see,
this,
the
yeah, go ahead.
guy on the corner, that house I told you about, it's 284 North Brent Street. It's 1261 square feet. He's asking 855 for it.
Uh-huh.
The Zillow estimate is 716. So
Uh-huh.
he's 134,000 above.
Yep. Well, get this. So that property on Tulane, listen to these agent remarks. So it's only something that we can see on there. Multiple offers, no more showings at this time prior to entering the property. So they're already at 1,050,000, multiple offers. So that is crazy, man. That is insane.
It's
So
crazy.
they got it. So they got it. And this is going to be a huge comp for you. Yeah, I hate to tell you that 900, man, is that's why these guys are chomping at the bits for you and wanting you to do it. They got the door. These doors are awesome. They're like the accordion style doors on it. They've done some nice touches. I'm not saying to spend the money because it's a big gamble, but it's just the little things that go a long ways in this market. If you have those updates, you're gonna get your return now. But again, what happens? So what the other thing, and don't take this in terms of, I don't want to give you the wrong advice. What people will do is they'll see this property, start spending the money, updating their home, and then the competition picks up. When the competition picks up, that's going to hurt you more. These guys took advantage of the market now and had it ready now. Yours is ready now, in a great condition. But this one getting the multiple, it's because it's done. I mean, from what I can see visually, cosmetically, it's got the exterior, it's got the interior, looks like the roof looks like it's in pretty solid shape. They got the if you look in the backyard, just nice clean landscape. It's done.
Yeah.
Fire pit. It's still got the cables over top, which isn't a big deal. We got that in our backyard too. New AC. So it's just the premium upgrades that people are looking for, and you're in a great location. So you got the location piece. You got, I'd say 90% of the condition and upgrades done. You got a little bit of variable that people try to negotiate. And when I mean negotiate, they're going to try to negotiate off the price up front. And then if you get the momentum on your side and you get the price where you want it to be, then they're going to see if they can try to get it on the repair side. But the second you go into a multiple offer situation, all that leverage goes into your court, and then you're golden. And it's like, nope, as is. This is how we're doing it. When you say as is up front, people typically try to negotiate on price because they already know that you're not going to give them any credits through the transaction. So then they're trying to get the deal up front. So it's just different parts of it of when you say as is. When I say as is, it's going to be after we've got multiple offers. We've already vetted at least one or two of the buyers, and we know those two buyers can get it done. And they're solid, not self-employed. I'm talking about pay stubs, employment, history is strong. They're rock solid in job. They're not losing their job, because this is the other crap that happens when you see the fallouts. They lost their job, or they can't verify something, or their taxes weren't filed correctly. Do you know how long you have to wait for a tax transcript if they're not on top of their taxes and you're in it? And you're talking about something that's going to drag out. So that's the other issue. If you put it to the end like this and something goes south, you get one crack to sell it. There's a lot of times in this market, I have to sell a property at least twice, if not three times, and doing it the right way, meaning, the way that's creating as much leverage on your part and much attention. So there's definitely a science to it. And that's one of the things I've appreciated is, you're just kind of hearing me out and just saying, there's a lot more to this than what originally meets the eye, with this business.
It's complicated, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because I got a call after I called off the first lady and I told her, hey, selling it by myself. Blah, blah, blah. She just called me the other day.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish you'd let me bring a couple of guys by. I got two really solid clients here. And I went, and I can't, nothing's happened until later. I can't.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it. I'm locked up. So I got to roll the dice. Like I said, when it gets close to beginning of July, I'll start really studying the market, see how many houses. I mean, I look at it every day for something to do anyways, but I'm just going to still keep an eye out. I might call you now and again. I just thought,
of course,
when I told him 6.2, I figured if I take it off the table for 90 days, I assumed all bets would be off regardless of what we don't have anything in writing.
Yeah, no, it'd have to be an official withdrawal of offer. And I know, it's tough to do it because you still want to keep them in the game. You still want to keep them. I mean, they still may be the ones to make it work with. So you don't want to take that away. Being that you've done it all verbally, I'm pretty sure you're safe. I think you're good.
That's what
it's off your last even. And the other thing is they don't want to piss you off, right? If they piss you off, then then they burn their bridge. So you got that going for you. And so the second they start trying to bark a different tune or different direction, it shows you their true colors. And it's just like, hey, look, we didn't sign anything in writing. I made a proposal. I wouldn't even say an offer. I made a proposal to see if you're willing to do these terms. And, we never came to an agreement with it. And I've made very clear that we're not ready to do anything right now, mainly because of this situation with my loan officer. And that's just what it is right now. So there is no offer out there. I'd just be very clear verbally if they push to it. And I would just say, I have full intention of giving you first crack at this, as I've always stated, which I've already started. We've already gone further, than anybody else. I'm not even allowing any other buyers. And you can tell them, and I do have buyers. I have buyers that I can bring over there. I also know what my buyers are looking for, and I know what you want. And unless I have somebody who I know is going to meet what you want, I'm not going to bring them over there, And to be honest, even if I brought a buyer over and said he could do 925 or 950, still, if I'm looking out for you as an agent and representing you, I'm telling you, put that thing on the freaking open market and let my buyer compete with everybody else, because that's in your best interest, not taking any one offer. And I mean that. And that's the same thing as going like the for sale by owner route. Is you're giving them all the leverage, trying to save money on one side or whatever it is. And you've already seen I'm willing to, do it as low as that we've already discussed. It's not about that. It's about doing it the right way, where you got representation. They know that you got the right person in your corner. And now it's like, all right, we got to come correct. We got to play ball, and we got to play their game, because there's no other game to play right now. There shouldn't be, so that's what I was relieved when I saw that, again, hoping we were getting things rolling sooner than later. But I know you're going to do what's best for your family, and I support you no matter what.
So how long has this Tulane house been up?
Tulane is, that one just hit. That one's 2 days on the market, multiple offers, no more showings at this time. This is the fear I have. It does say PSL and termite report attached, so they did that. That'd be the only other thing that I would recommend that you do, is get a Augie out there with one stop. Have him come check it out. It's not going to be as bad as you think it may be. Even if it is, you got plenty of time to figure it out, and you don't need to pay to fix it, right? You can just do the report, and as long as you're disclosing it, now they can't say, because they'll ask the question. A good agent's going to say, okay, so no report. When's the last time you've had it treated? And the answer is going to be, we've never had it treated. Okay. Well, that could be pretty significant then. So, all right, well, we'll have to figure that out, then. And a good agent's going to hold off. Once they got that info, they're not going to commit to saying, oh, your seller's going to have to pay for that, my buyer's not paying for it. They're not going to say that. They're just going to leave that and kind of pocket that information and know, okay, I know termite hasn't been done, but that's one more question mark. So when you find out what it is, the question mark's gone. it's a known, okay, it's $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever the total cost is, and you can negotiate it. You can push it on the buyers to pay for it. If it's free and clear, say it's only $200 or $300 to do a spot treatment and get it free and clear, then do it. And then now you have a free and clear report. But however, as you get it, if it's more than 90 days on the termite report, they got to do a new one. So you got to also time that if your plan is to go on June to July around that point, you don't want it to be done too early. But you could always still counter and say, hey, buyers to accept this report. You can do your own, you can do it, but this is the one that we're supplying. And it's not a requirement for the seller to do it. This is just smart negotiating. You get in a multiple offer situation, you want to do as is, you want to give them that home inspection report, as well as you want to give them that termite report and that sewer lateral, those three things. And then now you're going to get the best value and be able to do a true as is. So you saw it all up front.
I'll have to get the termite done probably the beginning of May.
Right.
I'll do that. So, and then just for February and March and April, I mean, I probably should just watch the market as it goes. It looks to me like it's only going to go up.
Right.
I can't downside because people are just insane right now. It's almost like they've got housing disease. They just, you know what I mean? Nobody's even being smart.
Right.
Because like you said, there's multiple options. There's just too much money available.
Yeah. What?
Everybody's trying to take the craziness out of LA, of the big city, and they want to come up here to the little city.
Right. And you had mentioned, and I remember you showed me those the two girls from Berkshire, their names. What were their names again? Because I want to look them up, and I'm sure they got the buyers. What I just want to check their history. What's their names again?
Jenny Nicholson is the lead agent.
Okay.
The other girl, I don't know. I'd have to let me go into the house. I can look it up. I got her card.
Did you say Denny? Denny?
No, Jenny. Jenny Nicholson and
Jenny Nicholson.
let me go find the other one here real quick. They kind of came as a team.
Right. It could,
because I guess one's taking pictures.
Yeah. It could be a mentorship.
Even though you're a handsome chap, they had you beat.
I don't go off this mug, man. I gotta have some substance there to have a shot, you know. I don't blame you, man. Just tell me next time that, hey, if you're not coming in here looking like how these two came in, just don't waste your time.
Okay, let's see. She is. Well, let's have some kind of crazy number on a card. Oh, she's BRE number 00912519.
Is there a 1 in front of that? A 0019?
No, it's just 009. 12519.
Okay.
This must be her Berkshire Hathaway number, I guess.
Right.
The other lady is Nancy Treachery. That's her. She got a middle name. She goes by Nancy and an SUAREZ dash TREICHLER.
HLER.
And she has a DRE number. That's the difference. The DRE number is 02103358.
And do you have a DRE number for Jenny Nicholson?
She had a BRE number. That was the first one I gave.
Yeah, the BRE should be good. I'm just
No, there's no DRE on her.
yeah. Well, it's
They're both off of Market Street.
right. So you got Jenny Nicholson. I'm just trying to see what her past sales is, see if she's got some.
NICKERSON. And it says GRI after her name.
Yeah, that's a graduate of the Realtor Institute. I got that in 2006. It just takes a year to complete those.
Highly educated folks, you.
Oh yeah. Nah, they don't. I doubt they got the JD, the Juris Doctorate. There's not too many agents out there. that have that. Nicholson, NIC, is it NICHOLSON?
No, it's NICKER
Uh-huh. Okay.
Nickerson.
Okay, that's why it's not coming up. Nickerson.
Nickerson.
All right, and is it Jeannie? Jeannie?
Jeannie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, license number 0.
GEJEANNIE.
So not bad. She's got 25 in the last 2 years, so she's decent. That's that's about 12 a year. Or actually,
That's
this is
money.
no, this is since 2018. So it's actually over the last 3 years, 25. It's not bad though. It's at least it's she's definitely not a brand new agent. So she's got some buyers. And if ultimately you decide, and I mean, what are your thoughts? I'm sure they are a lot more attractive. If it does go to where you listed, are you still debating on whether you would go the Berkshire route or,
No, not at all.
Okay.
Man, your family. If I were to do that, you'd be the man I'd call. That's why I called her off. I mean, she just called me back, almost crying.
Right.
Oh, I told you, and I'm going like, sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I told her the truth. I
Right.
got somebody that's already tagged in there,
right.
and shit. Who the hell I know? I might have 10 more people walk up to this place and go, hey man,
Yep.
here's a bag full of money.
Right. Well,
They
it's
say, hey, put a kilo of coke on top of that. It's a good deal.
there you go.
Can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Money talk. Rest is all just crap.
It's all good, man. Yeah, no, I feel you there, man. It's you never know what you could find out in the next few months, and especially
That's true.
especially if word gets out, that you're looking at. That's where I was talking about doing the exclusive route, where you still have, if you have some kind of indication, and again, this doesn't help your 900 buyer, but I think you've already seen you're in position that, I mean, as much as I respect it, I also, have to say it's if you got word out that you're thinking about selling, you're going to even draw even more attention. The one that listed up the street, it said no more, it must set an appointment to see it. And that's the one that they listed at 960 right up the street from you.
Right.
That just hit the market, which tells me people are just showing up to the door, so it's just, there's just nothing out there. And if there's anything remotely looking like somebody's trying to sell right now, they're already drawing that activity. You would have 10 plus people, especially in the next 30 days, no doubt, that are going to be interested and start saying, okay, let us get something in, or let us write, or let us check it out, or whatever. So not saying that you want that, but it's that type of market right now, so let's just hope it stays that way for the next few months. And I'm going to keep talking to these agents as well, in the, that have houses that are competing, just to see what's happening. If I can check out inside any of them, I'm going to try to get in them, just to see in person what other buyers are seeing, so I can give you that honest assessment. We'll just gauge it and just, try to dial it in as much as we can, but last thing go ahead.
I just cannot see this house not escalating in price. I just can't. With what's going on. I mean, call me boisterous or hubris or whatever you want to call me. People are just freaking insane right now.
I know.
They don't care. I mean, they must have more money than I got. That's all I know.
There's a lot of money out there, man. There is all cash. There's all cash over. I had this girl that I was coaching her, and she had been in the business 30 plus years. When I say coaching, I can't even take much credit for it. What I was able to do is get her to believe she was capable of a lot more than what she was doing, because I saw how hard she was working in the farm she had, and she had a great reputation. Her name's Judy Lewicki. She's one of the top agents out in the Wood Ranch, in that office as well, next to Ken Gretsch, the guy I talked to the other day. And for her, she had a buyer. She sold a house next door. They were looking next door. This is a dad buying it for his kids. This was a deal at trying to remember what the total was. I want to say, yeah, I can't even remember the exact amount, but let's just say 2 million just to play. I'm pretty sure it was higher. I think it was 2.5 to 3 million. Dad pays all cash for his kid next door to buy this property. She double pops it. She represents both sides. Discounted it. It didn't matter. I think she took 3 on the whole thing on a 2 million. So that's like doing a 4 million transaction. You do 3% of that and add up pretty quick. You're in 6 figures in commission on that, on one transaction. It was just nasty. And she was hesitant in taking the listing. She didn't know there were no comps for it. And she's talking to me. I'm like, you're Judy Lewicki. You've been doing this for 35 years. You say what the price is. You know what I mean? I said, it's not about what the comps out there. It's what you know and what you believe in. You set the price. She got all cash within days, all cash from the neighbor next door. She had no idea, which she knew that neighbor because she knew the farm really well and had just worked with everybody. It was just insane. And once she figured that out, she went from making about $250 a year on average to finally, and I told her that year, I said, you're going to make 700,000 this year. She's like, there's no way in hell I'm making 700. She made 4 that year. The next year she made 6. The next year after that made 6 again. So now she's paid off her house in Westlake over just the 3-year span I was there managing and just coaching, training, whatever. You know, maybe I bullshitted her into thinking that she was capable of more than she really was. Well, she believed it. So whether it was a lie or not, and it wasn't a lie, I meant it. I knew she was capable of it. I saw she was weak in her listing presentation, and she would give away the farm and lose the listings. And that's one thing I hope I haven't devalued myself by being flexible with you. It is because I care about you guys, and it's not about the money. I don't know how to say it any more than I can. It's about making the right decision. Obviously, we got to get paid if we go forward with this and do it the right way. There's certain minimal things that have to happen, right? To do it, just time, energy, everything, liability, what's involved with it. But I love doing it, and this is I do feel this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know. So been groomed for it. And
so you said the Virginia property is they're not taking. There's already multiple offers on that one, or they're only showing it by appointment or something? Did you say?
Yeah, the other one was appointment only.
314 Virginia.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. No, so 314 Virginia said don't knock on the door anymore. So that one's set it up by appointment. You got your COVID and all that, but that means people are just showing up. So it says text owner before showings, please, with 2 exclamation points. So they're actually putting it on the owner. That's not too smart. I don't know why these agents do that. So, but it says showing contact name is agent. So that's smarter. I thought he put the owner's name and phone number on there. So some agents, when they cut their fees or do certain things, he's only offering 2% on the selling office side as well for the 969. So that's also good because we wanted to cut our commission on both sides. So if he still generates activity, this one's been on for 6 days. The other one, the Tulane, has multiple offers. That's the one over $1,050,000, and it's multiple offers, but it's south of Foothill and Poli. It's not north of it. So it's right in the same region as you. So that's going to be a massive comp for you. And then even the one up the street that's a coming soon, there's another gal that I'm helping right now that she's closing on a property in Southeast Oxnard with me. Her uncle's listing 10553 Darling Road. And that one's going to be a coming soon at 995. That's the 2,038 square foot. So yeah, I'm trying not to sound like I'm pushing you to do something sooner than later. I'm not. I get it. I get why we're holding off. You know what you got in front of you now. We never know what's going to happen the next month. We don't know what's going to happen next week or the next few weeks. So you got a lot of positive momentum that you could totally take advantage of. But you also told these buyers that you're not going to list right now. That's their biggest fear. As long as they keep you from listing right now, they feel they got a legit shot at your house. If you list, they know their odds go down significantly because they're not your strongest buyer. They're strong, but they're not going to be your strongest. You're going to have people with more money down with better jobs, and they know that. And they've probably lost out on a few homes already. So that's their biggest they're trying to figure out what's the best play with you. Who knows? They may come to you and say, hey, we'll give you 925. They may come and say 925 as is because they see what's happening to these other properties. Then it starts getting more challenging, but you went from 860 to 900 to 925, you know what I mean? Just by you just holding out. So your position could just keep getting better. They may be at their peak. We don't know, but you know,
I don't know.
yeah. You're in a
What
good.
happened to Dos Caminos? That one on Dos Caminos for $849.
Dos Caminos. Let's see.
377 North Dos Caminos. It was listed for $849. It needs all the upgrades.
Right.
You know.
Still showing active under contract. So let's see if there's any other updates on there. That's K. Wilson Bolton. Appointments need to be scheduled. Call for a time. Property is a foreclosure with a reverse mortgage. Sale date is January 25th, 2021, unless we have an escrow. So it is an escrow. Loan balance is 738. Owner controlled lockbox available Monday through Friday. So this one looks like you're probably dealing with something. Let's see the history of when that went in escrow. It says 80 days on the market, active under contract. So status change, this is crazy, 32 days. So at 32 days on the market, that means it's been 50 days they've been in escrow. So they either took a contingent offer, meaning somebody's got another house to sell, but in this market, it shouldn't take that long to purchase. So there's something funny going on that one. And for it to still show active under contract, she should have flipped it to pending by now. And by her leaving it there tells me that it's not as strong as it should be. So we'll see what happens with that. I do know the agent. Sometimes she's helpful. Other times she's pretty short. Doesn't share a whole lot. She's interesting. Her name's K. Wilson Bolton. She was one of the bigger producer agents for C21 when I worked there. So I used to mingle with those top producers, which is good for our business now. Just in terms with like our top producer trips and that kind of stuff. The managers were there. So even if I sucked as a sales agent, but I was a manager, I could have showed up. So it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean I was a top producer, but I know them all really well. You're supposed to laugh at that.
There still ain't nothing in my area.
No.
Between Seaward and the hospital. There's
right.
Nothing.
I know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks that are. And this is the premium place to live, I think.
So you're killing me, man. You know, it's like an ice cream cone right in front of you that you can't lick. You know what I mean? It's right there.
Flavor that you like. You
No.
can't reach out and take a bite.
No.
I can't do it either. And I'm just probably seeing. I mean, that was just the other day. Everything was cool. Figured it all out. I'm just goofing around, and then. What's her name called? My mind started racing again, you know.
Yeah.
I said, I can't do it. You know, promised, not gonna happen.
Right.
Oh, if you know anybody, give me a call. I said, yeah, I'll keep you in mind, you know, thanks a lot.
Right.
And I thought I better ask Brandon if I'm off the hook. I think I'm off the hook, but you never know with these guys. I don't think they don't have any legal representation. They're like me. They're just wandering blind in the forest.
Well, I actually think it's been a pretty smart approach so far. If they're dropping off letters, they may be dropping off some other letters of people that are thinking about doing it. Some agents do it. And we had that same agent I was telling you about, the Judy Lewicki. She would get the front desk gal and say, hey, Margie, you got to be my buyer right now. We need to go check this property out. And say, oh, I got my buyer. We want to check your place out. You know, go through. Oh, no, so she wasn't interested, but this is what I can do for you. This is my professional opinion. I can list your house, yada, yada, yada. So you get that kind of stuff going on. Agents will pull out everything they can to get their foot in the door and to do it. But you hear how many times they're like, we signed a listing agreement. That first buyer didn't work out. Now we're stuck with these guys. And we're not happy with the service that we're getting, you know, and they're in that contract. And as I mentioned with Berkshire, you got to be careful. The owner and his risk manager are just, they're not going to let you out once you're in it. But I'm not worried about that. It's these buyers, you know. Yeah, there's nothing. I'm pulling it up right now. The one is we just talked about.
Be cool with them, and like I
Right.
said, my mind whisked off to
3.5. What?
my CPA calling me and going, yeah, man, put it up to the moon, and I'm just going like, well, fuck, what if somebody said, yeah?
Right. Well, this guy, Fred Evans, has put one up for the moon. It's been on for 176 days, 3.5 million on Lynn Drive. Do you see that one?
Yeah, that's a really nice house, but it's huge.
Right. 4,300. It's been sitting up there. It closed in 2007 at 2.25, so 3.5 may not be way out of it. Then you got 135 on Palomares. That's another high one. There's nothing out there, man.
Are multi-million, you're
Yeah.
getting up there.
Yeah, this one's 2,740 square feet, 2% commission. It's been on since, so it's been actually 413 days is the total, but 80, they canceled it and then relisted it. But it shows you the total at 413. So they've been sitting there at 1.35. No traction, looking like they're getting there. The one you got next to you is going to get action. The one on Virginia. And that's similar thing where it's like, okay, say they get 7 to 10 offers on them, only one gets it. Then you got 7 to 10 hungry buyers willing to give you whatever it is you want for your property, and they're at 969. So that would be the biggest thing if you were to decide that, it's just to take advantage of that and the low inventory. You could capitalize off their momentum there. That's what my guy that moved to Arizona did. They had 7 offers, and he had the next one like that because it was already, just think, they just already create the draw in that neighborhood. So the second another sign pops up, guess what happens? It's like whoop, all that momentum comes right over to you, especially if you got a comparable property. Theirs is a little bigger, but we've already gone through the photos together. Yours is definitely comparable, in terms of what you offer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to tie you up anymore. Hopefully you're not going to be talking a while.
No, we're good. It's yeah,